everyone, welcome to the Boston Breakroom, covering Rizzoli Isles, Season 5, Episode 1, A New Day.
So it opens with this woman who's jogging at night through a park. She gets stabbed, and then it pans to Jane, who's having a nightmare about her being a mother, because as you recall last season, she said that she thought she was pregnant. She wakes up and they get phone calls and they go to this crime scene and they discover that not only is this woman dead, but there's a baby that's missing. This baby is missing, and Jane, who is, we know now that she is actually pregnant, and so she's feeling like this weird like connection, like because she's pregnant and this woman's baby's missing.
So we found out the baby's missing. The baby's actually was taken to St. Anne's Church. Some homeless lady found it, said, "Oh my God, I don't want the baby to be missing," and took the baby and was taking care of it. Stole milk for him and stuff like that. We come to find out that the ones who actually killed the woman was the father's girlfriend, and the father participated in it because the baby's mother was like hounding him for alimony and trying to get sole custody of the baby and a bunch of different reasons why. And it was kind of obvious that that's who killed it. That's who killed her. But I think it was done very well. At least that's on the crime front.
Personal front, obviously, Jane is pregnant.
Knocked up.
Frost still is on, I guess, vacation. Mm-hmm. And I guess they're expecting him back anytime. And Angela knows that Jane is pregnant, so she's doing everything in her power to try to get Jane to confess to the fact that she is pregnant.
Knocked up.
So who does Angela go to? Mara. Mara cannot lie.
No, she can't.
So Angela's just like...
Angela made up this bullshit story about her aunt or grandmother, I think, who...
Her mother.
Was it her mother?
I think it was her mother.
Who, read palms.
Yeah,
and said, "Oh, was your mother? Was your mother a fortune teller?"
Yeah.
No, she made dresses.
She's like trying to like weasel her way in and try to get information from Mara, and so without Mara actually saying anything, Angela finds out that Jane is in fact
knocked up,
pregnant.
Knocked up,
pregnant. Angela, of course, like basically promises that she won't say anything, but she can tell
she's
that Jane is pregnant because she's glowing and she's been acting weird, and so...
It's so funny, though. It's just so funny. She's like, "Oh, I made you fish and kale." And first of all, that's gross to begin with.
Exactly. Like, even I would, like, vomit at that. Well, I would vomit at that early in the morning. I mean, give that to me for dinner and I'd probably eat it. Mara and Frankie finally decide to discuss their kiss at the end of last season, and they're both like agree that it can never happen again because it's like kissing your sister or kissing your brother, which
they still have feelings for one another though,
because
they're being flirty and
maybe
adorable. It's
hard for them to determine what kind of feelings they have for each other, like if it is on like a romantic interest or if it is like brother or sister.
My favorite though, a good scene of that whole thing was Jane figured out that there's something going on with these two, and they're going, Mara and Frank are just going, "Hey," back and forth like 4 times.
Like, you guys have met before.
Said, "Hey," 4 times. Like, what is the point?
And earlier in the episode, she's like, "You guys have met before." So she knows that there's something going on between those two. I don't know if they'll ever tell her. Jane had told Mara in the last episode that when Frankie falls, he falls hard. And he falls in love very quickly. So I don't know if that's going to try to, like, deter Mara from that, because she doesn't want to ruin her friendship with Jane if she were, in fact, to get involved with Frankie.
There was also some Corsac and Angela rumblings, and we've shipped them
so
forever.
Hard. I have shipped them since the books.
I don't read.
She doesn't read.
I shipped them since I started watching the show. She's like, "You look great, Vince," and then vice versa.
And he's suddenly
he's
like,
saying, "Oh, I'm not dressing up for anyone."
Up
then made up some lady named Kiki.
Yeah.
Who he said is his life coach.
Life coach named Catherine, but she goes by Kiki.
Kiki. Sounds promising.
And at the end of the episode, we discover that Frost was killed in a car accident coming back from his mother's house when he was on vacation.
Yeah. And they took Angela with them because Corsac got the call. Of course, they all went. And Mara was already there. Mara called Corsac, yeah. It was so sad.
What did we like about tonight's episode?
It was a well-rounded episode.
It was a well-directed episode. It was a well-written episode.
Especially the direction. They did an amazing job with it.
I like the fact that you could see, like, the different side of Mara doing the autopsy, where she's actually undressing the person process. And cleaning the person, other than the fact that her just cutting them open.
You saw different aspects and different angles of these characters that you haven't seen before. I mean, we have,
like,
but not
this is
really.
The 5th season of this show, and you're suddenly seeing different sides of, like, the autopsy, like the case, and
the characters as a whole.
The characters.
They were all on point, by the way. The only one I thought was ever so slightly out of character, you won't think she was Mara. And I'll tell you why. She was spouting off too much information.
Well, okay.
At least to me she was.
Mara does tend to spout off a lot of information.
Yes.
Especially when she's super, like, stressed or
excited.
high-strung. But I don't know if it wasn't any different than that episode where she starts spurting off the different kinds of bacteria and trash.
Yeah, but how long ago was that?
Last season.
Was it?
Yes.
I don't remember. But
she's like, she's not going to stop until you take it out of the room.
That's true. Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, this one she was like, this character, you saw how she's progressed and gotten more familiar with people. But like, this episode, she just seemed like she was still a little awkward, even with Jane.
She's got a lot going on, though, too. Like, with Jane's pregnant, and Jane's mom is, like, bothering her.
Yeah, but she was still, she's comfortable around these people, usually. She was, well, not so much Angela, she wasn't.
There's never been a baby
Jane, just
in...
Corsac looked awesome this episode.
He was actually wearing a suit.
You bring it back.
Dislikes.
I didn't like how I predicted it when I first saw the character show up on the screen.
Okay, I didn't mind the fact
But I didn't mind it.
Yeah, it was obvious, like, you could predict, I don't know, because we watch, like, a ton of crime shows, but you could predict who killed it, but they didn't do it in a bad way.
No.
Like, they went about it in a different sense where there was more information, but they didn't do it in the same aspect that they have done it in the past.
And that might be a dislike for a lot of people, but not to us.
No. I don't like it
great.
when you can, okay, I don't mind when you can guess who did it. I don't like it if they go about it in a poor way.
Exactly. It was a fresh take on a recycled storyline, but it was very well done.
Yes.
And we appreciated that as a whole. We didn't have much Angela.
I knew she was going to say that.
What we did have was very good, and I love the comedy aspect of Angela. Like, her whipping out of Mara's office was hilarious. I knew it.
Just freaking out.
God, you gotta use her more. You gotta use her, and I'm glad they did.
Bracco is a fabulous actress, and she's so funny.
She's hilarious.
Like,
and they used her to a degree this episode, and we saw that. But
more
I wanted
so than they have in the past.
For the past, like, 2
Why wouldn't you use her to the fullest?
Right. I think they might try to put her and Corsac together, though.
I wish they would. Ratings!
I'm giving it a 9.
I'm giving it a 10.
Are you giving it a 10?
I'm giving it a 10.
That's good. It was up there. Put it that way. It was
up there. It has better.
It has better.
It has been better than what we've seen in the past. Like last season was good.
I say the second half of last season, except for the last 2 episodes, was like...
Yes. Like, this is last season.
This was this one episode.
This is the first episode back for the 5th season, and it was amazing. Predictions. Obviously, they're going to deal with Frost's passing.
Yes. I am so not looking forward
I am so not ready for that. There might need to be more wine than there has been this week.
I'm going to have to buy more wine.
You're going to have to buy your Moscato that you love so much that's so disgusting.
No, it's not. Moscato is so good.
It's so gross.
It's like drinking juice.
It's disgusting.
No, it's not.
I, however, prefer rosé or Sauvignon Blanc.
I like a good rosé or a good white zin.
White zin? I do not drink white zin.
Because you're a wine snob.
I am. Obviously, Frost, dealing with Frost's death. I think dealing with Jane being pregnant while dealing with Frost's death.
But I think Jane might tell her mother next week.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I think or Angela just can't contain anymore.
Or say,
she's just gonna be like, "Hey, are you pregnant?" Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to this season.
Oh my god, yeah. Question of the episode.
How did you feel about the dealing with Frost's death?
How about the way Frost died?
Yeah, with the way, with the way Frost died. How did you feel about that?
Answer
did you
down
think
there.
they could have done better, or did you agree with how they dealt with it? Next week we have Rizzoli Isles episode 2 of season 5, titled Goodbye.
And so, goodbye.
Bye.
I consumed a lot of wine before we did this. I consumed more than she did.
No, you didn't.
I think I did.
No, you didn't. I had 2 glasses of wine at work.
Oh my god, you drunk.
Feel free to jump in at any time. So
Now you know how I feel every Monday.
but I did this for so long.
I know you
for
did.
The
So
detective
get back,
and the doctor.
Get back into the thing.
It's been so
It's very bizarre to have a new name after
It is.
after a so unsuccessful first season.
And suddenly she gets stabbed.
Bust you, act everything out.
She gets. That's why I'm laughing.
It was a good episode.
Okay, specific points.
Say how does it feel? She does that to me every time we do minor incidents. Every time.
Now you know. Now I know how it feels. And
What
that's
else?
all you're right.
Other than cutting them open and opening doors and undressing them and fixing their hair.
Shut up.
And
Like it was more entertaining.
it was so entertaining, and all these people were on the screen and in the color and everything else. Ow!
What woman goes by Kiki if their name's Catherine?
Strippers.